It's quiet.
It is very quiet.
Yes.
Here. Is it cross being here? That's what I'm thinking.
This is a second coach over there.
Yeah, he's really just we're going to go through the presentation. Okay.
Should we
See what happens and then we get ready to get Carrie and get that. And then just go through the.
we don't need to call me, we can't. So here, start. So this one.
You could call it to order and we have a acknowledgement statement, the do and presentations, we just can't approve the agenda yet. Gotcha.
Okay.
And then if he doesn't show up.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is let's give it a few minutes, see if it does show up. I would suggest after the Turner. We can,
Always call Carrie.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay, folks, I think we're going to get started. We don't have a quorum, so we won't be able to take any action. But we can do our presentations first. So if everybody would please rise and stand for the pledge. Remain standing for the land acknowledgement statement. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges the homeland of the Anandawaka, the people of the Great Hill, the Seneca people on whose ancestral and modern day land Salamanca School District now stands and whose water we enjoy. This truth is told by the words spoken with the George Washington Belt and the two-row wampum, and codified by the 1794 Canandaigua Treaty. The 1794 treaty was signed by Timothy Pickering as a representative for George Washington and ratified by the United States Senate as the supreme law of the land. We are mindful of our geographical proximity to the Thomas Indian School, a boarding school for Native American children operated on the Cattaraugus Reservation of the Seneca Nation in Irving, New York, from 1855 to 1957. We also acknowledge that Seneca children were also removed from their homes and sent to Nisasa Indian Boarding School in Quaker, New York, and Carlisle Indian Industrial School in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which were boarding schools off territory. These boarding schools implemented the federal Indian policy of forced assimilation, which included the prohibition and punishment for using Seneca language and for Seneca cultural expression. We recognize that this century-long trauma and cultural genocide continues to reverberate within the Seneca and other Haudenosaunee communities. We send love and acknowledgement to the survivors that reside in our community today. We acknowledge that 1/3 of this territory was flooded by the construction of the Kinzua Dam, despite and in opposition to the 1794 Canandaigua Treaty. We recognize this forcibly removed Seneca families from their homes and pushed them in the Salamanca City Central School District. We offer care and support for their children and grandchildren. We acknowledge we are standing on the Seneca territory of Ohio in an area called Onetigo, meaning place of the hemlocks. Further, we acknowledge that this city and school district exists through the goodwill of the Seneca Nation and was reaffirmed by the U.S. Congressional Acts of February 19, 1875 and of September 30, 1890 that authorized the Seneca Nation of New York Indians to lease lands within the Cattaraugus and Allegheny reservations. Salamanca City Central School District endorses the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples and strive to surpass each of the articles. We wish to strongly state our commitment to teaching the history, culture, and language of the Anandawakta in a framework that acknowledges settler colonialism and its consequences, to educating all of our students to understand the foundational nature and ongoing existence of settler colonialism as a social political formation and system of thought. Mindful of these histories, we work toward understanding, acknowledgement, and ultimately reconciliation. The Salamanca City Central School District acknowledges and greatly values the diverse community members from Indigenous nations, their spiritual and physical relationship to this environment, their rights, their resilience, their sovereignty, and their heritage. We also acknowledge other members of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, including the Tuscarora, Oneida, Cayuga, Onondaga, and Mohawk that have a connection and presence here. We stand with all Indigenous peoples in their resolve to remain connected to their land. While we cannot undo what has been done, it is the goal of the Salamanca City Central School District to make improvements that will benefit the next 7 generations of Indigenous students. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the first thing on our agenda is we have a presentation, special presentation for the New York State School Board Association. I'd like to welcome Mr. Kirk Gustafson.
Great, thank you very much. So good evening, everybody. My name is Kurt Gustafson, and I'm a fellow school board member over in Chautauqua County, and also a member of the New York State School Board Association's School Boards and Recognition Committee. And I'm also an ambassador for Region 3. So I've been asked to come out and speak with you tonight, and it's very appropriate. Just heard your land acknowledgement statement being read. And it's a wonderful thing. And that's what the School Board Association is here to recognize tonight is the work that went into the land acknowledgement statement. So on behalf of our president, Peggy Zugerby, and our executive director, Bob Schneider, thanks so much for the invitation tonight. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
The New York State Champion of Change Committee found your partnership with the Seneca Nation to be worthy of recognition. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Champions of Change initiative that we started a few years ago. So a few years ago, the School Board Association wanted to create a program to highlight the positive programming and projects that are bringing change to the students, communities, and districts of New York State. They created the Champions of Change program to do just that. The recognition is unsolicited and non-competitive. The member relations folks at the association comb through newspaper articles that highlight programs and projects. So in addition, their staff visits upwards of 300 school districts within the state and talks to people about the programs and projects that they have going on and the challenges that they also face as well. So all the programs and projects are brought to a committee, which I'm a member of, and we select programs that are recognized through the banner that we're going to present tonight. So congratulations on your recognition, and we have a special acknowledgement of that with the banner. So if there's anybody in the audience that was involved in the preparation of the statement.
There just so happens to be a couple.
To bring them
Few,
down here
actually.
as we unveil the banner.
Terrific. So I would ask that some of the members who assisted with writing this, so we have Gabrielle Papa, Brittany Jimerson, Andrew Cook, come on down. I also want to acknowledge the work of Jared Uziel, who's not here with us this evening, but he also was active participant in the development of land acknowledgement statement.
Fantastic. So, do this.
I'm on Zoom.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, right in the middle. So on behalf of the New York State School Board Association, we were proud to recognize the work on the development and creation of the land acknowledgement statement, and congratulations for your work. Very good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's quite an honor.
Next pleasure to meet you.
I feel like it's really for me.
Yeah, that's a great job, man.
Yeah, wow. Very good.
We'll find some stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda is we have a presentation from Determined Construction. Julian, are you ready?
Good evening, everybody. Happy to be back here to give you guys an update on your capital projects. Got a few of them going on, so we'll give you an update on everything that's currently underway right now. For those of you that don't know or haven't met David Zoo, a coworker here, he's been the boots on the ground since we started phase 3.3 over at Prospect last year. Rolling right through this year and getting pretty close to a substantial completion over there. But we'll talk about phase 3. Dave will give some updates there with Prospect and what's happening here on the high school. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on with phase 4 with the pre-construction. Hey, everyone. First, I'll be talking about Prospect Elementary addition alternation, phase 3.3. Before I get started, I just want to point out these pictures. The one on the top left, that's your steam room. The one on top right, that's your Seneca room. The one on the lower bottom left, that's your student lobby. And then the one on the right bottom, that's your interactive play area. As for some of the more recent completed milestone, we got windows and storefront, lighting devices and fixtures. You can see the different lighting fixtures that you have throughout the space. Acoustic ceiling panels, you can see that throughout your open areas like your Seneca room, your interactive play area, and your student lobby. The sectional door replacement, if you drive in front of the elementary school, you'll see that the two old garage door was replaced by one big garage door. And as for your upcoming schedule milestone, we have flooring. As you can see in your student support area, that's carpet. And then for your two large classroom and your interactive play area, that's the linoleum flooring with a design. The doors and hardwares are following after that, is estimated to be completed on 5/5. The green screen panel, if you see the outside of the addition, anywhere that doesn't have the brick veneer, it's going to be receiving their green screen panel. And your roof facade, that's going to be scheduled for 5/12, same with casework for the two large classrooms. And if you look at your Seneca room, right in front of the storefront, that's going to be receiving a cabinet cubby underneath there. And for your site improvement, that's going to be starting 5:30 and terrazzo and wall tile work in the summer after school is out of session. In terms of schedule overall, we're on schedule. Phase 3.3, that's your district office edition. There's a lot less color in these pictures, but in terms of completion, we have site fence, site clearing completed, and we were able to schedule the sanitary work building up to the April break, so they were able to do the sanitary time during April break to minimize the school impact. Foundation started 3/27. Waterproofing for the foundation actually just started this week. As for your upcoming milestones, we got foundation and backfill completing 5/18. CMU wall, that's gonna be starting 5/19, and they're gonna be starting at where your new building meets the existing building. Structural steel is scheduled for 6/26. And just for some of these picture, that's your sanitary manhole number 2, foundation wall, and then the last picture, this is an overview of your building footprint, gives you an idea of what your building's gonna be looking like. And then overall schedule, we're on time. The addition is 4/5, and then the renovation, that's gonna be your Native American suite, that's 2/29, and your overall project substantial completion date is 5/6.
So phase 4 update, we're currently in pre-construction. Right now, the design team's designing away, getting ready for an SCD submission in June. So coming up in a couple months, we'll get that into the SCD for their review, which will carry from June until October. Approval needs to come for that after a September 11th date. This was planned to maximize the funding that the district gets and impact aid. So after that September 11th day is when that approval comes, the district maximized on the aid they get from the state. The bid period for this project is going to be right after that approval in the fall, from October to November, with construction starting in December of 23 and then carrying through a couple summers to August of 2025. And then from there, closeout will be from that substantial completion date right through the end of the year 2025. And then just to give you guys an update, right now, they're in the design development phase of the design work, which is about 50% complete with the drawings as a whole. So what we show here is a couple images of the overall site work and kind of the layout that they're going with for the track and field work. So the top photo here, you have your track and field, which is going to go in the same place, but they're kind of rearranging some of the throwing events, which you see here up in the top right. Some more events here behind the track there, and then your bleacher and press box will be there. Just over to one of the properties that was recently just demolished over on Fern Ave, opening up some area for parking. And then here's the current maintenance rear building that'll get renovated as part of this phase as well. Bottom photo here, softball layout. This is kind of facing the other way from the baseball field that's out there right now. Some batting cages and bullpen area there. We're able to rework the design here to try to maximize the overall practice field to get as much practice field for football as you can on grass. And then the tennis court concept here, and then we're able to incorporate a little bit of parking off the Iroquois Drive as well. Does anybody have any questions on the current capital projects that are underway, either in construction or pre-construction?
I have no questions. Any questions? No? Okay,
All right.
thanks, Joe.
Well, thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you. I think you can go as far as communications. So I'm going to suggest we'll do an information update. We'll go through some communications. I'm then going to ask Mr. Bartosik to see if we can shovel carry here.
Okay.
Go through business and then.
You have the magic card.
Do we have a cart here by any chance? All right. Good.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, well. Okay, so great. Thank you. Yeah, you might, I'll go through, I've got the.
We have.
Well, actually, we've got C, this is the logo and warrior
Gotcha.
identity.
Okay,
So at this point in time, we're going to provide a bit of an update as far as where we are with regard to the district logo and the warrior identity. The student government has engaged in a process of surveying students, gathering that feedback, compiling that, and they're tied up tonight, but they did create a video. So Myers, if you could cue up the student government video.
All right. So I can also provide just a quick update and a little bit of a history. So this has been an ongoing process since mid-November, when the state education department issued a memo indicating that school districts in New York State must retire Native American mascots and logos. Shortly thereafter, the Seneca Nation of Indians issued a statement supporting this decision, and the district issued a similar statement. In January, the district began a review of the current identity as the Warriors and the existing logo. 4 community forums were held where students, staff, and residents were welcome to share their feedback on the current logo and identity. Most recently, on April 18th, the New York State Board of Regents approved regulations that ban Native American logos, mascots, and imagery in public schools. There's been a significant amount of press on this change, and the position of the district has not changed. We support the Seneca Nation of Indians as well as the state education department's regulation. Additionally, the district believes that given our history and location on the Seneca Nation Allegheny territory, we are in a unique position where our identity and logo should be viewed differently. This evening, I'm presenting the findings of the community forums, much of which is subjective, but nonetheless representative of our community. I'm also going to include a synopsis of the research used by the state education department to conclude that Native American mascots should be removed from school districts. Before I go too much further, I do want to acknowledge that our forums were held in a very cordial and respectful manner. While opinions and feelings varied, what remained constant was the respect that each person had for the statements of others, whether they agreed with them or not. At our public forums, there was a significant amount of support for retaining our identity as the Warriors and for the continued use of our logos. Individuals referenced the pride of being a warrior, and that a warrior doesn't refer only to those engaged in violent battle. It refers to those who stand up for others, those who are defenders and protectors, and those who stand up for our environment. Additionally, it also references veterans of military service. There is also support for the logo in that it accurately depicts the heritage and culture of the Seneca Nation of Indians. It was noted that while it is a male, traditionally males were used to represent the Seneca. There were other opinions, such as concern for the term warrior and the association with violence and war. There was concern over equity and that the logo is a male and native. And for us, not all students in Salamanca are male, nor are they all native. The use of the logo is also identified by some as cultural appropriation and disrespectful to Seneca women. Overall, the majority of those who attended the forums and shared information in writing supported the continued use of the warrior identity and logo. So now on to the research. The research used by the state education department was largely that of Dr. Laurel Davis Delano. Dr. Delano has several scholarly articles, including a comprehensive review of empirical research on Native American mascots. Her studies concluded much of what we know to be true about stereotypes, and much of what our Native American curriculum team has done to disassemble those stereotypes. Those stereotypes exist both historically and currently. We know the stereotypes are harmful. Specific to Native Americans, mascots depicting Native Americans as a thing of the past, and that Native Americans are violent, and that violent nature was used to justify genocide. I actually had the opportunity to speak with Dr. Davis and very much appreciate her time and insight. What is clear is that our Native American curriculum team will be working hard to educate our students and community, as well as the students and community across the state, that Native Americans are still here and are active and valuable members of contemporary America. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on to our public communications. Dan, do we have anybody sign up to speak?
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay, thank you. Do we have anybody from Title VI parent group that would like to speak? Okay, thank you. Okay, on to our central office message. Mrs. McGarrett, you have
Oh, heck yeah.
anything for us today?
I do.
No budget stuff, right?
No budget,
Okay.
thankfully, oh my gosh. At the last, I think it was the last meeting or maybe the meeting before, it was the meeting before that. We had John Haley here, was presenting, and I had mentioned at the time that I had applied for a couple of grants for the cafeteria services. And I've applied for 6, and so far we've gotten 4 of them, which is amazing. the last two that we've received, one is called No Kid Hungry. And what we're going to do with that one is to provide hot meals for students that arrive late to school, that arrive after breakfast, so that they'll still be able to get their nourishment and get to class. And the studies have shown that, you know, kids that aren't hungry in class are more likely to learn better and retain things more. So we'll be purchasing the items needed to get that rolling. And then the second one, that grant was for $20,500. The second one that I received is called New York Food for New York Families. And that's the one I had chatted about, that we will purchase the food, we will box it up. John will hold an educational session on how to cook the items in that box for about an hour. And then anybody that attends that session can go home with that box of food and can prep it for themselves at home. So it's kind of like Home Chef, or, you know, whatever those things are that you get the boxes sent home. It's kind of like that, except somebody's actually going to teach you how to cook the stuff that's in it. So we're really looking forward to that one. That one will probably kick off in early to mid August for our first session. So be on the lookout for more information on that. And then I'm still waiting on 2 more for pieces of equipment and our garden project. So those won't be announced until the summer. So far, so good.
Good. Thanks, Lenny.
Could I just jump in quick? Sure. Right, so one of the things that you might notice is that we're a little bit short with some of our people up here tonight. And that is because we have a lot of things happening throughout the district. President Ray is returning from a conference. Vice President John is actually coaching a lacrosse game, who will be pulled from the lacrosse game so that we can have a quorum. On the other side of town at Prospect Elementary School, we have Mrs. Oakes and Mrs. Giannici, who are attending one of our parent nights. So in a moment, Mike, can we bring them up on the Zoom feed? They are attending and sort of organizing that. So I wanted to just express my gratitude for a lot of things that are going on and happening. I know that in alignment with our board goal of engaging the community and opening our schools, Mrs. Giannici and Mrs. Oakes have had an awful lot of things happening over Prospect, and tonight is one of those nights. So we'll turn it over to them, and maybe we'll even have an opportunity to see what's happening.
Great.
Yes, through the marvels of modern technology.
Good evening, everyone. Right? Yeah, hang on one second.
All right.
Can I see it? Yeah, you have to stop moving your computer. You lost it, but I want to touch your screen. I saw it for a second. There you go. There we are. Okay. Great, see you soon. Hi, everyone. This is our grades 1 through 3 paint night. We have Miss Cutting and a lot of our grades 1 through 3 staff here to support with our second paint night. We had our pre-K and kindergarten paint night last week. So they're getting set up.
All right.
Jay, we should never be in charge of technology.
Give it to a kid.
Yeah. Mrs. Giannici, is there anything else that you wanted to add? Do I dare say you're on mute?
Maybe they.
All right, well, feel free to break in at any moment in time if you would like to add. All right.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Giannici. Do we have anybody else from the other schools that would like to share some of the things that they're doing, some special events? Anything going on?
We've got an event coming up on Thursday, our health and wellness policy.
Okay.
Thursday, 5:30 in the LGI right here. We're asking that community members, students, staff come in and just open up the dialogue a little bit and talk a little bit about our updating procedures and some of the things we're going to be doing moving forward to make healthy choices, both in our food and in our activities and our drinks, and just in some programming. And we'll have a nice panel up front to answer questions, take questions, and then get some back and forth going. We'll have some healthy snacks. In case there's people who missed out on dinner. And that's all I got. I wish I could just keep going here.
Thanks, Chad. Anybody else?
Busy at the high school, good to see the students back after spring break. Lots of sporting events taking place. The opportunity to play this past weekend. Students did a great job there. And then on top of that, we've been hustling through some, well, not hustling, but working diligently through some state exams. Math tests next week. And then we're flying right into May. The year is definitely flying by. But there is a there's a STEAM fair coming up as well.
Nice.
May 16th. Thanks for that guidance. A lot on the agenda at the high school and a lot. Love seeing the facilities being used for springtime sports. So pretty cool to see multiple events at Vets Park taking place. Yeah, we keep rolling.
Great. Thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate it. Okay. If no one else would like to speak, I guess we'll move on to our Board of Education message. Yeah, do you have anything?
Just wanted to thank all the presenters for coming in today earlier on, and also the same thing kind of what Lloyd said, it's nice to see spring sports in full going on full throttle, and some of the weather's been pretty nice. Other days you don't know if you're gonna get 80 or it's gonna be 40, but it's nice to see everybody doing that again. And also just congratulations to the OM teams for making worlds, and that'll be fun to see how that can go.
Absolutely.
Hi, for the OM teams, and I also had the pleasure of watching Moana a couple times. I want to say great job to everyone involved with that. I think the only negative that came out is I'm annoying my daughter because I'm singing Moana songs around the house past 4 days. Don't know the words.
Yeah.
But great job.
Thanks. I'd like to say the same thing. It's nice to see these sports teams outside practicing or competing. On my way in today, there's a track meet going on. I saw the boys lacrosse team out there practicing. So it's nice to see everybody outside. Other than that, I'm good for tonight. Dr. Beal,
All right, looks like I have a whole bunch of space to fill.
you have
That'll
about
be really hard, you know.
about 10 minutes.
I also had the opportunity to attend the musical over the past weekend, and wish to congratulate the performers and the stage crew and an outstanding performance. Speaking of outstanding performances, congratulations to our Odyssey of the Mind team that competed in Syracuse recently for the state finals. 2 of our teams are progressing to the world champions at Michigan State University at the end of May. Undoubtedly, we will be hearing from them when they return. I'd also like to extend my gratitude once again to all of our teachers and staff members as we enter the final quarter of this academic year. This has been a challenging year on a variety of levels, but our teachers and staff have done an absolutely outstanding job. Summer teaching and learning opportunities have been planned for several weeks. You're going to see some appointments tonight and probably over the next several meetings as we begin to staff those opportunities. We will continue to offer a very extensive list of learning opportunities as well as athletic camps, and information on all of these will be coming out very soon. That's pretty much all of the prepared remarks that I have. I can juggle, sing and dance. Brad and I could do a Moana medley.
Okay. Should we just suspend the meeting until?
Yeah. That would
Okay.
probably be better than listening to Brad and I.
Yeah, at this time, we're going to suspend the Board of Education meeting until we get our fourth member here. He's on his way. He should be over here momentarily. He's just at Vets Park, so I'm glad he's not in West Aurora.
Yeah, right.
One of those out of town games. So we'll suspend it until we have a point.
So let's, Mike, pause the
Transfer.
So we have Tim Schnoffer II, who will be essentially transferring from Seneca Intermediate to the high school in a very similar role, which is technically a industrial arts teacher, or what we refer to now typically as a tech teacher. So we welcome you to the high school. Look forward to seeing you there. There's great opportunities, and you've done a terrific job at Seneca. So we're sorry to see you go there, but we're happy to see you move 50 yards over to the high school.
I feel the same way. Thank you.
All right, terrific.
Thank you. And we also have a voluntary temporary signing.
Yes, so Larry Wheeler is returning. Well, he would be returning from, if we can get a vote for that, from leave of absence he's on, and will be joining our Native American curriculum team. He'll be working specifically on language development for Seneca and the high school. That is being supported through a state grant for Indigenous languages.
Okay, great. We also have a couple of first readings of some policy items, one for corporal punishment, one for field trips.
Correct. So we're updating some of our policies just to, there are not substantive changes within those. It's really just an update and review of them to ensure compliance with new laws.
Okay. We also have presented the IEC committee meeting minutes of April 12th.
Correct. It was a very exciting meeting, and the minutes are there for you to read if you like.
Great. And we also have a thank you note from Roswell Park. Would you like to read that?
I would absolutely love to read that. Oh, I think I got it right here. All right, dear friends, it is with much gratitude that I inform you of a thoughtful donation which we received from Mrs. Brielle Wallen in honor of Darren Ross and in memory of Mark Chase. These inspired gifts help to ensure the continuation of advancements in cancer research and patient care. The support of our donors and friends is essential to this effort, helping each Roswell Park patient to receive the best possible treatment and care. Thank you for your dedication to Roswell Park, and thank you for your commitment to finding cures for cancer. And that is signed by Cindy Eller, the Executive Director.
Great, thank you. We also have on the list is a list of upcoming events. Let's see what we have here. I get it in Spanish, so my eyeballs doesn't want to work. We have a LG Cattaraugus School Boards Association meeting at Moonwinks on Thursday, I think it is, right, Janet?
Yes.
At 5:30. We have National Honor Society County Awards Dinner on the 3rd. Another Board of Education meeting on the 9th, annual budget vote, so make sure everybody gets out to vote. On the 16th of May, Finance Committee meeting, also on the same day. High school band and chorus concert, also on the 16th. 3rd grade concert on May 18th. And I think this print for
Yeah,
the other,
looks like there's not another dinner.
yeah, it can't be back-to-back dinners.
There is.
There is?
Oh, there
I
is.
believe that, I just double checked.
Yeah.
I know, once a month anyway.
On the 25th is the delegates meeting
Delegates.
of April 25th, or April 27th, I'm sorry, is the
Yes.
delegates meeting.
Gotcha.
April 25th is the association's annual, May 25th. Sorry. is the association's annual dinner meeting with acceptance of the budget officers, executive officers, and executive director.
Okay.
I should have questioned the,
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
yeah.
That's okay.
Thanks for clarifying.
Sorry, I stumbled through it.
And also on May 25th, we have the Seneca Intermediate School Band and Chorus Concert in the auditorium. We have a day off on May 29th
Correct.
for Memorial Day.
If we can vote on, if we can get there, we're also looking to have May 26th off. So we have a proposed calendar adjustment, which would provide Friday off because we
Run these
have a couple of
days.
days. That's
Okay,
right.
perfect. We also have kindergarten recognition on June 7th. A senior walk on June 12th. Another Board of Education meeting on the 13th, PK celebration at Prospect School Gymnasium on the 13th. Grade 6-7 band flag day ceremony at the high school entrance on the 14th. Juneteenth, we are off. Finance committee meeting, senior grade graduation, big one for all the seniors. June 23rd. And round out the month with another Board of Education meeting on the 27th. All right. Okay, I think we're still in limbo.
Teresa's not on the Zoom, is she? Right here?
Check the Zoom, Zoom feed. Can we check the Zoom feed and see if Teresa Ray's on?
She is not. I just sent her a text. We give her a call and see if.
Just hold tight, everybody. I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. We're just kind of here juggling. So. Great. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We now have a quorum, so we can proceed with the meeting. The first item is our approval of the agenda. Dr. Bueller, do we have any changes to?
Thank you. We do have a couple changes. The presentation for Turner Construction, which we saw, was updated. We added a couple things to the consent agenda. Michael Nelson and Kristen Dudek are traveling to overnight conferences to the Northeast Farm to School program. We added under new business a Warrior logo resolution. Under the personnel consent agenda, we added that Larry Wheeler has a revised leave of absence time period. Under the personnel consent agenda, we revised Elizabeth Stern's internship. We removed Judy Norkus as the girls modified lacrosse coach. And under board information, we added that Larry or Lawrence Wheeler is taking a voluntary temporary assignment.
Great, thank you. Okay, we need a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Motion. Motion by Tad. We have a second. Second by Foot. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Good. Thank you. Okay, now we will go to our consent agenda since we did our presentations already. On our consent agenda, we have quite a few items, mostly overnight trips and travel, CPSD recommendations. And there is a travel conference, item F. So I would need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion. Second. Motion by Brad, second by Flip. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Carried. Thank you. Okay, we have no old business. Oh, F.
That was a separate one.
Oh, it was a separate one. Gotcha. Travel conference. That one, okay. Okay, item F, we have a travel conference. Be resolved that on recommendation of the superintendent, John Haley be authorized to attend the Northeast Farm School program to be held in Shelburne, Vermont on June 26th through June 29th to be approved. I need a motion to approve item F. Motion. Second. Motion by Ted, second by Brad. And any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Carried. Okay. We have no old business. We have several items under new business. We have under item A, be it resolved, the Salamanca City School District Board of Education hereby approves and authorizes the superintendent to seek and accept the approval of the Seneca Nation to the Salamanca City School District for the continued use of the district logo and identity as the Warriors. I need a motion. Motion. Motion by Brad. Second. Second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Is that all four said eight? Do they all four say eight?
Yes. Okay, item B. Back to you, everyone, just run down in this one.
Sure. So this allows me to send a letter to the Cattaraugus Youth Bureau for our ability then to transfer information so that we can get medical or Medicaid funding for services that we provide.
Great. I need a motion for item C. Motion. Second. Motion by Flip, second by Ted. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Okay, item C is a revised school calendar for the 2022-23 school year. And I'm assuming that is the extra vacation day, the end of May.
That is correct. We are requesting to amend the calendar so that we can have Friday, May 26th, which is the Friday before Memorial Day, as a no attendance day.
Okay, great. I need a motion to approve the revised school calendar. Motion by Brad, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Okay, item D, we have a budget transfer. Dr. Billy, would you like to go over that?
Actually, I am going to ask Mrs. McGarrett
Okay,
and just transfer down the line. Can you give a quick rundown on that?
Sure, it's to allocate funding where it's needed. We had, at the end of the year, we always have people, get the things that they need between now and the end of June, so this just cleans all the budget up.
great. Thank you. I need a motion to approve item E under new business.
Motion.
Motion by Ted, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Okay, item E is a MOA for the STA. Dr. Wheeler, would you like to go over that one real quick?
Yes, recognizing that we consistently have difficult time getting staff for our summer school programming. We have come to an agreement with the Teachers Association to raise the hourly rate as well as some of the other rates for summer programming. This will allow us to get more teachers to be available for the summer while still staying within budget.
Okay, great. I need a motion to accept item E under new business.
Motion.
Second, motion by Ted, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Item F. Another MOA for the confidential managerial unit. Would you like to go to that one?
Sure. So F and G are both the same thing.
Okay,
What they're doing is essentially cleaning up some of the language, changing Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples' Day, recognizing Juneteenth as a holiday. So this is just the individual contracts that now have those language changes.
okay, great, thanks. I need a motion to accept item F.
Motion.
Motion by Ted, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item G, as was explained, was the same item, just a different bargaining unit. I need a motion to approve item G under new business. Motion by Brad,
Second.
second by Tad. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Okay, item H is create 2 new bus driver positions. Full-time, 1 FTE apiece. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Tad, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Item I is a cooperative natural gas bid. Dr. Billy, would you like to summarize that?
Certainly. So we work with BOCES so that we can essentially get better pricing. We collaborate with several different boards, BOCES, including Ontario, Seneca, Wayne, and County. That way we can leverage the individuals and districts to acquire a better price.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I need a motion to approve item I under new business.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ted, second by Brad. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Same, motion carried. Okay, item J is a list of surplus items. I need a motion to approve the list of surplus items.
Motion decided.
Motion by Cliff, second by Grant. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Okay, item K is a donation from the Seneca Nation. Looks like they had a dress down day to benefit one of our field trips. One of the meals. So I will need a motion to accept the donation from the Seneca Nation. Motion by Flip, second by Tad. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Okay, we're moving on to our next agenda category, which is personnel consent agenda. We have a list of folks that are, well, not a list of folks that are retiring, just one. Where's Lynn? There she is. You think we're gonna let you retire?
We'll find something.
Yeah, we'll find something for you. Okay. So we have a list of certified and classified resignations and appointments and leaves of absences. I need a motion to approve the personnel consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion by Ted, second by Flip. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Do we have any
I do not
introductions?
see anyone here. So when they do come on campus, we will make sure that we welcome them to the Warrior family.
Great, thank you very much. And I think we covered the rest of the agenda previous to our suspension of the action. So I will need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion. And a second. Any discussion?
Who was seconded it? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Well, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys in the back, if you want us to sign stuff, to bring it on down.